Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? I hope you are enjoying the best of health. I welcome you in my class, that is English for Grade 1. We are learning Unit 11. Its title is Stormy Weather. My dear fellow teachers, this lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation and worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear children, today under the title of writing, we are going to learn how to use naming and describing words. Okay, so naming and describing words, how to use them in sentences, we are going to learn today. Before this, I have taught you about naming words and describing words. I hope you remember the concept. If not, you may watch these video lectures again, and we are going to learn further to point out or name some common objects in a picture or a photograph, say a word or two or a sentence about them, recognize the different categories of naming words, and identify and revise written work for spellings and punctuations. These are our today's SLOs. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran Surah Al-Baqarah verse 31, He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taught Adam alayhi salam the names of all things. Yes, my dear children, but this beautiful verse is telling us Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam alayhi salam names of everything, and now every day we are learning names of these things, and every day we find new names of new things around us, right? So beta, first you tell me what are naming words and what are describing words. I have taught you about naming words and describing words. What do you remember about it? Pause the video, answer these questions to your teacher, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, I hope you have answered correctly that everything around us, everything beta, whatever you see, you hold, you touch or you feel, everything around us has a name, and it is called naming word. And we know this naming word may refer to person, place or thing. This is how we have categorized these naming words. And things include living and non-living things both, right? So this is about naming word. What are describing words? Describing words are the words used to describe or give more information about our naming word. So describing word tell us about naming word, which could be a person or a place or a thing. And describing words tell us more about naming word. This is what a describing word is. Okay. So how do they tell us more about naming word? For example, if I ask you, what is the color of this door? So you will say, this is a brown door. So this word, door is a naming word. This word is telling us color. So this is a describing word which is telling us the color of this naming word. Do you understand? This is how describing word tell us more about naming words. A brown door. Okay. It is wooden door. It is new door. So all these words which tell us more about this door are describing words. Right? This is how we use describing words. Now all of you open your book on page number 85. And we are going to do an activity about this page. Open your books and let's do an activity. What the activity is? You will name the objects in the picture. So whatever objects you find in the picture, you will tell their names and point out them as well. Now you will use these naming words and words given in the word bank. Maybe the words given in word bank, and you find more words. So you will use both words in your sentences. How you are going to use them? With describing and naming words. Like a little girl is going to bake a cake. This is what I find. Look at this picture. a little girl. So girl is given here. I have added a describing word. A little girl is going to bake a cake, or the cake is sweet. Now cake is naming word, sweet is describing word. This is how you will keep looking at the picture and keep telling the sentences to your teacher. So pause the video, enjoy this activity, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Good job. Now what you will do, whatever sentences you just told to your teacher, you are going to write these sentences on your book using correct spellings and punctuation rules. Okay, so first you were telling verbally, now you are going to write these sentences in your book. So pause the video, write these sentences, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? Have you written correctly? Okay, then check your work. Check your work. First of all, see, all of you, is the first letter of the first word of the sentence capital? Check it. And if it is not, do correct it. Better, because we know the first letter should be capital, and if we don't write it a capital letter, it's a mistake. So check it. If it is not capital, then you have to correct it. Secondly, also put a comma. If you have used a series of naming words, you have to use a comma between them. Remember? And at the end of sentence, all of you check, have you put a full stop? If not, do put it. I know sometimes children forget to put full stop. So check your work for spellings, for punctuation. Pause the video, check your work by yourself, and then come back. Yes, my dear children, are you done with it? All of you have corrected your work. Good job. Now it's time for your homework. You will write 10 describing words in your notebook. And here is a worksheet, my dear fellow teachers. This worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly provide a printed worksheet to students for practice. And my dear children, what you are going to do, you will look at this picture and you will write few sentences over here by using naming and describing words. So what we have learned today, we learned to point out naming words in a picture and set sentences about these naming words, and we identified and revised our written work for punctuations and spellings. So we achieved our SLOs to point out or name some common objects in a picture or a photograph, say a word or two or a sentence about them, recognize the different categories of naming words, and identify and revise written work for spellings and punctuations. Are we done with it? Yes. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Till that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you, and Allah Hafiz.